Okay. Sadie. Hi. This is Lindsay. I'm going to start documenting my process here. Let me explain. I'm currently on day 10 of my water and Orin fast. I'm going to talk a little bit right now, just briefly about why I decided to fast, and then talk a little bit about my experiences thus far. And please pardon me because the flight path for the airplanes is directly above my home. So, and I've also got two doggos here who like to comment on all the passers-by in the neighborhood. So, let's get into it. Basically, I felt called to fast. This is something that's been interesting me for a while, and I've done a couple of fasts in the past. The first time, I made it to about 6 days, but on the 5th and 6th days, I started licking things as I was cooking for my family, and that was a slippery slope because once you get a taste of food again after fasting for an extended period of time, it's very tempting. So that was my first time doing it for more than 2 days. That was a few months ago, and since then I've learned a lot of things about free healthcare, your own perfect medicine, and understanding your body to a much greater depth in conjunction with the things that you put into your body. Jesus! What you so mad about, cicadas? Yeah, I don't even know if you're going to be able to hear what I'm saying. Anyways, so I started out before my fast. I gave up meat several months ago. I was still eating fish for a time, but then I cut that out as well. I was still eating dairy and eggs, but in extreme moderation, and cut out coffee, cut out soft drinks, candy, chips, really salty snacks and stuff. So I was making a very good effort for quite some time to eat clean leading up to my fast, because I heard that that makes the transition to not consuming food a lot easier. So when you're fasting, after the 3rd or so day, your body switches over from burning food as fuel to burning your own body fat as fuel. And since you're cutting out all salts and processed food and everything, you very quickly lose a great deal of water weight. I lost about 10 pounds in 2 days just from water weight, and since then I've lost another 7 pounds for a total of 8 pounds, so for a total of 18 pounds so far in 10 days. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good most of the time. Spiritually, I feel fantastic, like blissful. Mentally, I'm a little bit detached from my body and from my surroundings, so I'm a little sluggish with mental things. I get there eventually, but it takes a moment, and I found that it's easier for me to be still for a moment when I'm doing a task, to just be still and analyze what's going on and then act, which for me is great because I tend to be a somewhat fiery and impulsive person, but I don't feel that way right now. I feel very calm and peaceful. Physically, I've gone through some changes. The shape of my body is changing rapidly just from not eating. And I get tired earlier in the evening, so I've been going to bed usually around 9:30 or 10, or even 9 or 8:30, and then waking up at 1 or 2 or 3 in the morning, and then being wide awake for a while, and then sleeping for a little bit longer and getting up early again. It's been like a fun challenge because I'm still cooking for my family, and so I'm still working with these beautiful ingredients and these wonderful smells, and making really delicious food for them, and I can't even taste it. So it's a good thing that I'm a pretty good cook, and at this point I'm pretty experienced enough to know what tastes good without even having to try it. Yeah, it's an interesting experience sitting there fasting while you're watching other people eat, and I'm just enjoying that for what it is, because I get to cook healthy food for my family and watch them enjoy it. So that's been, and it just makes me smile. And it's, at this point, I've been through this enough to recognize, any triggering feelings or any tempting feelings, and just acknowledge it for what it is, and then set it to the side and move on. So I'm doing good. I haven't had any moments where I'm like, oh my God, I'm just gonna reach down and grab that omelet and just stuff it in my face. Like, I'm good. I'm in control of what I'm doing. I felt called to do this because throughout my life I've suffered from various addictions of overindulgence, and that goes for food, alcohol, whatever it is. I could probably easily have too much of it and not think anything of it, and then, not think anything of it at the moment, and then feel bad about it later physically. And I'm breaking the cycle. That's what some of this is about. And also, I believe that by fasting, it's a purification of the body. We all have been eating, most of us have been eating 3 square meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, pretty much for our whole lives, because that's what we were raised to do. And certainly for children, that's probably not a bad thing because they're growing. But once you reach adulthood, you really don't need to eat that much. So I wanted to purify my body and clean my blood by eliminating the digestive process and giving my body a chance to recalibrate itself, clean out all of that sludge. It's said that the average adult is walking around with roughly 20 pounds of toxic sludge, poop, stuck in their intestines that just kind of sits there. Like, imagine the consistency of like bread when mixed with water, or chips, or cookies, or whatever. I don't eat a lot of that these days, but I certainly did in the past a lot. And just the thought that there's this gunk stuck in me, I wanted to get rid of that. And once that toxic, nasty crap is out, then the true healing process begins. So So they say that really starts kicking in around 2 weeks of fasting. So I'm at 10 days. I'm proud of myself for making it this far, and I feel good. I feel a lot of clarity. I also feel sort of this vibration when I'm quiet, when I'm still for a moment. I feel this sort of resonant vibration sort of come through my body, and it rings all throughout me and just gives me this buzz. And then I just sit with that for a few minutes, and then it passes. So yeah, that's all over the place. But that's my experience thus far. Basically, I'm a quarter into my fasting journey. I've been praying a great deal, praying for intercessions for humanity, for my loved ones, for my friends, for myself, for strength, for grace, and sorry, I was just petting my dog and I felt something weird. Was that a little crumb, Sadie? And praying for truth and peace in the world. Praying for people to stand up for their sovereignty, their dignity, and also for everyone to practice compassion and kindness, cooperation and unity, because I think that's why we're here. We're not meant to be divided and at odds with one another. So these are the things on my mind, as well as some personal things. I've gotten a little bit of pushback from some of my family members saying like, "Oh my God, are you crazy? You know, how are you not going to eat? You're going to die," and stuff like that. I'm like, trust me, I've got plenty of fat to live off of for a while. I'm not going to die. I might go through some pretty wild transformations, but 10 days in, I'm feeling very good. Very, very good. I just listen to my body. My body tells me I need to drink water or Orin. I do that. My body tells me I need to go do some gardening and get some sunshine. I do that. My body tells me I need to rest and take it easy. I do that. So I'm listening to my body, and it's working. It's working for me. And yeah, hopefully this isn't too rambling and random, but I'm going to do another update at day 20. So it's all going to come together. It is coming together. I'm happy that I did this. And when it comes down to it, you know, people say I can't a lot. I can't do this. I can't do that. I couldn't possibly do that. I wouldn't be able to give up food. I wouldn't be able to whatever it is. I hear that so much. Can't. And I think it's really beautiful to ignore that voice and say, actually, I probably can. And when you see inspiring stories from other people who have done it, it makes you realize that it's just about your mindset. It's just about your mindset. Then the mind, they tell us that children have very plastic and impressionable minds, and that adults' minds are not as plastic and not as changeable. But I really believe that physiologically bodies are very programmable. We can restructure the way that our bodies work through intent and through practice. You know, whatever subject you're interested in, whatever activity you're doing, or sport, or meditative practices, or breath work, which I'm getting into as well, and has been helping me. Whatever it is, you're not going to be great at it when you first start. You might fail a couple times. You might think, oh, what am I doing here? Is this too much? But you practice. Everything is a practice. So it's going well, and yeah, I'm just gonna keep on keeping on, keep doing what I'm doing, and keep praying for good things for all people. Peace, justice, truth, sustainability, self-sufficiency, dignity, sovereignty, kindness, compassion, generosity, gratitude, appreciating the gifts in your life. This is what I'm focusing on. And okay, I'm gonna go do my thing for the evening here. It's very beautiful. The cicadas are out, and it's probably going to storm shortly. Ooh, look at that! Can you see the breeze and the trees behind me? That's the metro train there. And on that note, literally, yeah. Until next time.